Look, guys, I'm talking to an arena full of nobody, but I'm actually talking to the people out there in TV land. I know you're watching, and it's hard to feel your energy, but we know you're out there, and we all mean the best of things for each and every one of you out in the world. So, guys, all we can do is our best. All we can do is give you guys the best show that we know we can give. The world goes on. Everybody needs entertainment. Everybody needs some positivity. So all we can do is give you guys the best possible show that we can give, that the elite can give, that everyone in all elite wrestling can give. So God damn it, hit the lights, hit the pyro, and let's start Dynamite!
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the War Report. We hope that you are fine wherever you are, staying inside, hopefully listening to the show, adhering to all your social distancing. I am your host, as always, Rajani, and I'm always joined by my man, Cyrus. Cyrus, what's going on? How are you feeling? Do you have any cabin fever yet?
I'm so bored. Stuff that I normally do is just like, all right, I'm bored of doing that. I just don't know, man. I'm just tired, man. This whole virus thing, kind of just put a dent in my life. This spring period was supposed to be like the most fun I would have.
Yeah, because it's spring break, right?
They don't just stop. Yeah. And I read a funny theory waiting to start the recording. It was just like the government just wants us to stay in the house for 2 weeks so they could change the batteries on the pigeons. And I was just like, all right, man.
It's getting crazy with these like conspiracy theories. Like
a
lot of people have time on their hands now, so they're probably like, all right, like we all have to stay in the house, so like the lizard people can change. Yeah, like the lizard people can change their skin or something like that. Like,
I like the bird ones a lot because I think they're like the most harmless. Like with the last government shutdown, they were just like, "Have you seen a bird since?" And I'll look outside and be like, "Damn, I don't see a single bird in the sky."
Listen, man, like since this social distancing and everybody's staying at home, like the animals outside my place have been, like the birds have been loud, squirrels have been playing around. Like it seems like Mother Nature has been like enjoying everybody staying at home, and I don't blame her.
Yeah,
like humans kind of pollute and stuff like that, but it's a weird time because like a lot of things are on hold. Like you can't go to movie theaters, like the wrestling world certainly is on hold. And I wanted to get into a little bit in the trenches. It seems like with WrestleMania and it extended into 2 nights, I would say Wrestle Kingdom style, it doesn't look like there's going to be an NXT TakeOver Tampa. And that's probably the best because it mitigates how many people can be in the facilities. I think that they're saying that WrestleMania indeed is going to be in multiple places for the 2 days. So like, how are you feeling about like no takeover?
Well, first, Wrestle Kingdom did the 2 nights thing, and everybody was just like, "Oh man, I think WWE should do 2-night WrestleMania as well." At the time, it was a stupid idea because WrestleMania is like 7 hours long. But now when you get rid of TakeOver, you get your Wrestle Kingdom. So everybody that wanted Mania to be 2 nights, you got it. As far as TakeOver not being on, I think they can fill in TakeOver. They could put TakeOver matches on the card. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hate that, but we'll just have to see how that goes. I think if they don't, just put a lot of those matches. Got to get those blow-offs on TV.
I think you could at least do the big ones, like Gargano and Ciampa. maybe Dream and Cole too. Like maybe you could do those. I don't know if you want to do anything like I'd like the women's like ladder match. I don't know if you do that at WrestleMania. It would be dope, but like that's a lot of people in one match. You know what I mean? Like you want to limit the coronavirus, even though each time you get into the facility, they are testing you. You know what I mean? Like you still, you could be asymptomatic for a while, so you never know. I don't know. Like it's weird. Like the fact that they're doing, you know, like a 2-day, you know, WrestleMania. Like I know a lot of people were saying like they're putting people in danger. I'm like, this is the best they can do. Like you could either like hold off on WrestleMania and try to do it in June, but there's no guarantee that we're even going to be okay in June. To like be okay in June. There's going to be some normalcy. I don't think that we're going back to normal. I think that we're going to have to figure out where we are from here because we're about 18 months away from a vaccine. So like I think this is the best that they could do with the circumstances they have. And going back to like the Wrestle Kingdom point, that was New Japan did that, and they even said they tried it out for one time and it would go right back to what Wrestle Kingdom was years before, being one day. And even watching Wrestle Kingdom, they had to stretch out a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like the double title dash, cool, but like there was a lot of filler matches too. So
that's why I always thought that like Wrestle Kingdom like being 2 nights was always going to be a poor idea, because frankly I just don't think they have the roster to do that sort of stuff, or nor like the storylines for that kind of stuff. Like the only real stories that they had going into it was Naito being double champion. Yeah,
and then like Hiromu coming back. Things like
which happened which happens after, right? I don't. Did he have a Wrestle Kingdom match? I don't remember.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, he won the.
Okay.
Their equivalent to their junior heavyweight title, but I don't know. Like if you did this 2-night thing constant, then why would there be a need for takeover? You know what I mean? Like there's no like you would have to fill in that card. Given that WrestleMania could be 7 or 8 hours, you would have to fill in that card. You know what I mean? Like you can't just like Raw and SmackDown talent. Like you would look at some matches being 30 minutes plus.
Yeah, especially on goddamn NXT. That's why I think you said like Gargano and stuff. I think they can do their Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn thing where they could just wrestle for the whole like 2 hours of NXT or whatever. Like I don't really care. I just don't think there's a spot for them on the Mania card.
Well, we had one new show this week. NXT was more of a clip show. Finn Balor, gave a hell of a promo, or a hell of a interview promo, whatever you want to consider it, on that show. They recapped the Ciampa Gargano feud, in case you didn't know, haven't been watching for the past 2 years. They also did something on Rhea Ripley, which was pretty cool. But going into that, we had a new Dynamite, which was in an empty arena. They had wrestlers in the crowd, which I thought was kind of a nice touch. It reminded me of a video game, kind of.
Oh yeah.
There's a little.
And Dynamite didn't do that weird thing where they would put chairs in the crowd, even though it's gonna be a no audience thing. Like they only had chairs for like people that were gonna be there. Like I don't know why in Stardom WWE set up all the damn chairs when it's there's no people at the show.
Yeah, a little weird, man. So, there may not be a Dynamite next week. they were very careful in their advertisements to say that, blood and guts would happen on the next Dynamite. Like, it would be, and that may not be next week. You know what I mean? Like, that, you may see, Wardlow and Luchasaurus in that Lumberjack match 2 weeks down the road, or you might see Best Friends and Lucha Brothers in a street fight down the road. Even though I was thinking about this, like, Best Friends and Lucha Brothers in the street fight, like, wouldn't that be, like, one of the worst places to have a fight during a coronavirus scare?
Yeah, exactly. I think a lumberjack match would be very awful as well because you need, like, mad people on the outside and stuff. So holding off on that would be for the best.
But nevertheless, we had some big things on the show this week. The Exalted One is indeed Brody Lee. I thought it was Matt Hardy. I think everybody else thought it was Matt Hardy. But I like that it was Brody Lee and the fact that they gave him a speaking part because during his whole WWE run, I don't remember him talking that much.
He talked a lot for the Bludgeoning Brothers stuff. That's probably the most he ever talked. But it was very clear that Vince didn't really like his speaking voice. Like, he always wanted him to speak in a Southern accent. But now he gets to, just talk normally. And he spoke.
Well, what do you think about the reveal and him, being the Exalted One?
Yeah, I guess we all thought that Matt Hardy was going to be the Exalted One, and he can always still play a part in the Dark Order. I think Matt Hardy would have been a good fit for them. But Brody Lee can talk and wrestle when Matt Hardy can really just do a lot of character work, mainly just talk. So I think the Dark Order has something special on their hands. Everybody's kind of like going a little crazy for Brody Lee. I'm waiting to see the match. Like, I know he's a good wrestler, but it takes two to tango, and let's see if there's somebody at AEW that can be a good opponent for him. Like, personally, I think I want to see Brody Lee versus Lance Archer. That's what I want to see.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do that yet, because Lance Archer is tangoing.
Yeah, also brand new as well. Yeah, I don't have many dream opponents for Brody Lee within AEW, but if the eventual match between him and Christopher Daniels, if that match stinks, we gonna have a conversation.
Well, you gotta consider that Christopher Daniels is a little bit older. You know what I mean? He can only do so much.
But he's not bad.
No, I'm not saying he's bad at all. It's just that I would wait for Brody Lee to fight an optimal opponent before you anybody makes any kind of circumstances about him. You know what I mean? Maybe about Brody Lee versus a Kenny Omega, or Brody Lee versus a Hangman Page, somebody like that. I will wait for that to make any deliberations on him. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's the head of a faction other than being kind of in the background with other than being with the Wyatts. I think I will say this, I think Evil Uno's job as being the mouthpiece of the Dark Order, I think he's been great. I think,
it's going over very well.
Yeah, the way that they've cut this Dark Order thing back to being something substantial was really good, because it was dead in the water at the tail end of 2019.
Yeah.
So
I think with the absence of Nightmare Collective, it's done a lot more for Dark Order.
Yeah, there was way too many druid
occultists,
occult factions there, and I'm really glad that they got rid of one.
Yeah.
You'd mentioned Matt Hardy, so let's get right into it. At the end of the show, the Elite and the Inner Circle had that match, and the Elite get the man advantage. They won. It wasn't bad, pretty good match. So the Elite are down a man, and Jon Moxley is not cleared. So, if you've been watching kind of like Free to Delete on YouTube, the Bucks went over to Matt Hardy's compound and did some like weird thing where they buried him, and it's weird. It's Matt Hardy's thing. So it's revealed that he is the fifth. He's going to be the fifth man in the Elite's corner for these whenever this Blood and Guts match takes place. So, how do you feel about Matt Hardy being basically in a main event angle and not really, involved with, the Dark Order or anything like that?
I think the Dark Order will be okay with Brody Lee. I think there's a lot to gain with Brody Lee, and also just we'll see improvements with Brody Lee as well. So I think there's a large upside there. I'm gonna keep it real. When I saw the drone, and then Matt Hardy went back to the well with the broken gimmick, and your first game coming, your first match coming back, or your debut match in AEW is gonna be in a War Games match. I don't what's the nice way to put it? We seen what Matt Hardy, we seen a Matt Hardy X-ray, and I don't think this match is I don't think this match will be beneficial to him or to his body. Also, in his, at the tail end of his WWE run, he could barely walk down the ramp. He looks hurt just walking. And then the first match that he has is a War Games match. I think that's kind of insane. But, it is what it... I think with Matt Hardy, the broken gimmick stuff, it's a lot of character work. And then once he gets into the ring, it's just you're slow. You're not moving like you used to. So I don't really know what to expect from this War Games match besides Matt Hardy probably coming at the tail end and having the babyface comeback for the Elite team. And then I do think the Inner Circle is going to win it at the end, just because they have Jake Hager on the team. But it is what it is.
I mean, I will say with this, with AEW and everything that they have, being the Elite, and I guess Matt Hardy's YouTube stuff and all the character stuff that they do, I think Broken Matt, I don't know who has the copyrights to that. It could be Impact, it could be WWE, I'm not really sure. But
WWE clearly don't want it.
But I think that it works there. I think it works in AEW. I think it that fan base is going to really like it. And what I will say, putting him in the War Games match, yes, he is in his 40s. His body has taken a huge toll, with all these ladder matches over the years and everything that he's done. With him putting him in the 5-on-5, it may be able to shield him a bit because he doesn't have to do anything crazy. You know what I mean? You got to think that the Bucks and maybe Kenny Omega and Hangman Page are going to do the crazy stuff. I'm not looking for Matt Hardy to do anything crazy or anything crazy off the cage. That would be insane. He can't, like you said, he can't really move all that well. So that's why I think they put him in the match, other than him being this big attraction that they have.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird that he got inserted in the Blood and Guts match. I thought, and I know that they said that Moxley's not clear, but I think that, just with the history that would be a spot for Moxley. and then him
Absolutely.
just kind of do his own thing because Moxley is his own guy. Like he doesn't have to be aligned with the Elite. He just wants to beat the hell out of the Inner Circle for them beating him. You know, so
yeah. I definitely think that Jon Moxley should have been in this match, but if they want to use Matt Hardy, then go ahead. He's doing the broken stuff, which I just don't care for anymore. I don't think there's any more water in that well. I just can't think, like, I don't think there's anything like new that he could possibly do with that character that, like, you know, that would wow me. You know, he did the final deletion stuff. Like, I don't want to see his compound anymore. You know, video vignettes. Like, I don't want to see, like, I don't want to see Matt Hardy's family. That TV time could be going to somebody else. Rather than all these vignettes at his compound and stuff like that. Like, probably save that for AEW Dark.
Well, they're on you. Well, they're on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing these. It's just like being the Elite. Like, most of their like stuff that they allude to and stuff. It's going to be on YouTube. I don't know if it's going to be on the show.
I don't want to see none of it on TV. Like I would want a younger talent instead of seeing Matt Hardy's compound. Like we've seen it across damn near 3 promotions now. I think I'm okay without seeing Matt Hardy's compound on TV.
No, I agree. Like, I want them to show guys like Darby Allin and Private Party, but like at the same time, like I don't know if they, for yourself and they don't really book for us. You know what I mean? Like, we look for different things in wrestling. Like, the AEW fan base might love seeing, Broken Matt and, for the comments I've been seeing, they said that, WWE should have done that more, which I disagree with because I think the apex of that was at Impact. No, not even even with Bray Wyatt. Like, I think that it was the best at Impact. I didn't really like. I was excited for it at first with them coming back into WWE, but with that whole copyright fight and the fact that he couldn't get that back, and then it was almost like a year later, and then he started doing stuff. I was like, I'm already kind of over it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, AEW fans, they might like love it on TV, but like if they really are quote unquote AEW fans, like, there's no problem with it being on Dark. Like, I would take a Darby Allin match, a Pac match, Best Friends, anything over seeing Matt Hardy's compound. Like, I've seen it already, and like I do think like the deletion stuff it did peak in Impact, and then he just keeps returning to that well, and if that's what they want to work with, I don't like. I think there might be another like a deletion at this point. Probably like I don't even know. Like probably like him and Jericho. I don't really know.
I mean, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I don't know. Yeah. Like I'm the same way as you. Like I don't really know where they're gonna go with this.
Because like. I just like when I see the broken gimmick, I just think, oh, this is going to lead up to a deletion because that's the only thing it really leads up to, Like we've seen the finish line of this gimmick multiple times already.
Yeah, I'll say I hopefully like it's not going to the road that they've traveled before. Maybe they could come up with something different, but. I don't know. Like, I think that this is going to be Matt's swan song. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll be there for like a year, and maybe like a couple years. I didn't listen to the Talk is Jericho podcast, like, with him yet, but like maybe a year or 2 because like his body, and then maybe he could be like a producer for them. I think that would be the best way for, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, this is, guys like Archer, guys like Brody Lee, guys like Matt Hardy, they are all in their 40s. So they are good, right? Like I'll compare it to a football team, right? So if you're in win now mode, obviously you're going to get guys who, and I'm not saying that like because I like Archer and Brody Lee, but like if you're in win now mode, you're going to try to get the best free agents, like for like maybe 1 or 2 year contracts, understanding that you're going to have to win now and maybe rebuild. If you're in rebuild mode, okay, we're trying to win down the line, you would compile draft picks, get younger guys, get talent that way, and have maybe like a 5-year plan and something like that. Like, all right, by year 4, we're going to be at our peaks. Like, our young talent is going to have our, you know, the wisdom and the experience, and then we could go make a run. AEW, with these signings, they needed big, you know what I mean? They need bigger guys like Lance Archer, and they needed Brody Lee. Matt Hardy is kind of like I would say like a complimentary piece. Like if you're like looking at like basketball, like if you need like a guy on the wing, like just to knock down threes, cool. You know what I mean? Like that. I think that's what Matt Hardy is. I think with the new hour that they're going to have, and I have no idea when they're going to do this, and they're saying that they're going to showcase some younger talent. Be careful with that, because you want to get your younger talent on the main show. You know what I mean? Like they don't have they don't have a big enough roster to have an NXT type show.
Yeah. And I just think, like, it sucks that you have to have, like, a whole third-ass show to, you know, show off, you know, your Joey Janela, Kip Sabins, you know, who else? Darby Allin, you know. I think, you know, normally, like, I probably wouldn't have said this, but, like a couple months ago, but I think Sammy Guevara is in a really good spot positioning himself with Jericho, because he's in all the main events. He's on Dynamite every week, while, you know, these younger guys are really fighting for a spot. Your Brian Cutlers, your Sammy Kisses, you know, your QT Marshalls, even though, you know, he may not be the best in my opinion, but, you know, just actually, I don't even think he's a younger guy, so I'm gonna scratch him out. But you know, just these younger dudes that should be on Dynamite. You know, they should be on, like, you know, the second hour of the show.
Yeah, they gotta figure out some type of way to kind of even this out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, Private Party is a really good tag team. I am a fan of theirs. Right. I would like to see them more. You know, like Darby Allin, he is over, but like as I looked before the show, like he's got a match on AEW Dark. You know, and it seems like a lot of older guys are kind of clogging up the card a little bit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing that like people say about the WWE. And I would counterpoint with WrestleMania season, it's Brock Lesnar. Say what you want about him. This guy has been performing for the past, 2-3 years. Like, he's been putting in his best matches, arguably, of his, since he was younger. And then, it's Goldberg. Now, love him or hate him, and a lot of people hate him. It's WrestleMania, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Also, like, if you just want to compare, like, Goldberg is one old dude, you know.
He's 50. Yeah,
that's it. When you had 50-year-old Jericho as your champion just a couple months ago, and everybody was okay with it. Brock Lesnar isn't really that old, and then you have the younger women's champions there. Shayna's about like 30 years old, and she gave it.
Shayna Baszler?
Yeah, Shayna Baszler.
She's
was, like,
almost
about
40,
30.
dude.
Oh yeah, she's like almost 40, and guess what? She gave it to the 20-something-year-old Rhea Ripley.
22, I think.
Yeah.
22, 23.
Yeah, so if you want to compare, it's looking much older on that other side.
Well, I mean, like, I'm okay
Also,
with...
Goldberg is not like keeping that championship long, like, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's going home with Roman Reigns. Like, that's a given. That
Like,
should be a consensus.
Yeah.
But like,
So-
I'm okay with Chris Jericho having the title initially. He's star power. They needed a big name to carry that title at first.
Mhm.
But like, I don't know.
But if
Now past the
But
buck.
But if people just want to bring up age, then I don't think Jericho should be, anywhere on the top of the card,
Well, he's Chris Jericho. You know what I mean? Like, and to that point, like, people would point at, like, what is Brock like? Hold on 1 second.
Brock is probably like early 40s, probably.
Well, Brock has been there. Brock, he's 42. Oh, wow, he's younger than I thought.
Yeah.
He
And
also
he's been there for a long time.
He also has 4 kids. I did not know that. But
Why do you think he always want to be at home?
well, I mean, like, the story goes is that he's just, introverted, and
Yeah.
I think Heyman said, like,
And that's okay.
there's one phone where he lives, and he has to drive to it, from what I heard. But the story that he said. But yeah, like, they got to balance. AEW, like, I understand, like, Cody had said, he didn't want to add too many people from, WWE, or I guess he called them castaways, and then I think somebody said something on Twitter to him about that yesterday. And hold on, I will read that.
When Cody says, like, other talent that he would sign, like, I remember, like, a couple months ago when he mentioned that he would like to sign Chris Bay, and then literally hours later, Chris Bay got signed to Impact, and it was just like, put the money where your mouth is, and, like, sign these talents that you say that you want to sign, but we know who really writing the checks, I guess.
Well, he said, talent is talent, merit-based company. We have a great roster from all types of places, mainly blossoming from independent stars. It's a great balance. So somebody rebutted, like, great balance, really. JR, Jericho, you, Goldust, Hardy, Harper, Neville, etc., etc. Then he said, Darby, Luchasaurus, Orange, Britt, Jungle, Private Party, etc., etc. More unknown than known. Fresh is the term we like. Nice balance, fresh approach.
But they barely showcase a lot of those guys.
I mean, they do showcase Darby. They are trying to showcase Luchasaurus. They've been showcasing Britt, Orange Cassidy. They do showcase Jungle. They were on the show this week.
They're doing their damn hardest to get Jungle Boy over, which I don't think he's bad. But they're doing God's work with him. Luchasaurus is cool. We do get a lot of Pac and what is it? Death Triangle. We get a lot of Death Triangle and Best Friends lately. And just speaking of the women, like, I think they're doing a lot better in this trying time with the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool.
Just to kind of wrap up AEW stuff, the women's Fatal 4-Way that happened. Hikaru Shida's star keeps rising. She won against Riho, Chris Statlander, and Penelope Ford. Everybody's pointing to that botch. Everybody's pointing to Penelope's botch.
It's AEW, bro.
No, I mean, Penelope and Rio had a decent match on Dark last week. Like, I like that they're trying to feature her more, but it looks like
Yeah.
Hikaru Shida rightfully is the one that they're trying to elevate. I guess to go against Nyla Rose.
You gotta love it. I'm kind of torn this time because I don't want Nyla Rose to drop the championship so soon, but I think her and Hikaru Shida will have a really good match in the future. And then like the Penelope Ford thing, like we all make mistakes, man. Wrestlers aren't perfect. Penelope Ford got mad air on their hair Hurricanrana. And sorry for her being Air Jordan, bro.
Oh man, yeah. Like a lot of the fans are behind Hikaru Shida. I like her. Like I like her stuff.
Yeah, she's great.
I like her wrestling ability. Like she's a future star. Like we were talking about that they should get behind. You know what's funny? Riho's been taking a lot of L's lately. Like Penelope
Get that shit out of here.
Oh man, you guys hate Riho now?
Now. Been on that train, buddy. When she would be AEW champion, and then she would go to Stardom for damn 3 months, come back, retain the championship. Like, what are you doing, son? I said it before. I always felt like Nyla Rose should have been the first AEW champion because it creates that chase for the for the baby faces to kind of get fired up and prove themselves and stuff like that. And that didn't come until 5 months into the company.
Wasn't Riho on that Stardom show, that empty arena Stardom show?
No, she wasn't there. She wasn't there.
Damn.
But she wins the AEW championship. She has I think one match after that, and then she goes and does the Stardom. She just wrestles. She just finishes her wrestling contract in Stardom, and it was just how long is Rio going to be gone for? About 2 or 3 months.
Wait, now you're the now from everybody listening, you were the resident Stardom connoisseur. Is Riho really featured there?
I believe she was high speed champion when she was there, so that's basically it's not even an intercontinental. The high speed championship is just very fast wrestlers that can get the job done pretty fast. And she was champion for a little bit. She was okay. She was she was relatively featured as much as a high speed champion normally is. And then as soon as they got the title off of her, it was donezo ever since.
All right.
I think
wait, no, go
no
ahead.
No more Stardom talk.
No, keep going. Because I'm trying to.
I think with the high speed champions, Asami, finishing high school, was it Hazuki was literally on her way out, so she dropped the title. So it just felt like filler for her having that championship.
So I got another question about Stardom. Bea Priestley, or B. Priestley.
She's nice. She's nice on there with. Is she regularly featured? Yes, they're featuring the fuck out of her.
Wait, isn't she the tag champion with?
Yes, she's tag champion with Jamie Hayter right now, and I think those two, they work relatively well. I still think Bea Priestley's promo work, just a lot of cursing, and just that's mainly just it. It's just wrestler would say something, and then she'd be like, no, I believe when she beat Momo and Utami for the tag team championship, she basically wanted a rematch, and she was just fuck no, I just kicked your ass already. You don't get another fucking title shot. And I was just dog, like, what's you ain't gotta say, you ain't gotta curse that much. Just be like, no. But if you want to get your ass kicked, we'll like gladly do it again. Like, it's a really simple promo, but she just like sprinkles a lot of fucks in there, and it's just like, all right, come on, guy.
First off, that's the first that you gave B. Priestley some praise.
Yes.
Like, what?
I don't like her singles work. I have not liked her singles work since 2016. But I think a lot of the tag stuff that she does with Jamie Hayter is very fun. They look like they're really enjoying themselves. She's finally part of a heel faction, which she probably should have always been in. And I think is like I do think she's like incredibly like, you know, kind of crazy and kind of reckless in the ring. But I think, you know, Jamie Hayter kind of like anchors all that down. You know, she's really just. I think she's what really puts it together, because I really do like Jamie Hayter's work a lot. When I first saw her in the 5-star Grand Prix last year, I'd never seen her matches before, and I was really impressed with what she's done. So I think she's really being anchoring it all down together. And I was really surprised to see her on AEW, B. Priestley on AEW last week.
Yeah, so was I. With the like level 4 thing that just happened with Travel, you probably won't be seeing her, you know, anytime soon until this dies down. But we might have to, if Stardom is actually starting back up, I might have to watch some Stardom, and we might have to be talking about it.
They're going to be doing their Cinderella tournament in about 4 days. So
okay,
get ready.
Well, I'm a friend. Well, like I'm a fan of Julia. That's where.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Yeah, fan of her. She can come on the show and talk.
Well, we're glad. How do we?
Or Hana Kimura.
We anybody that speaks English at Stardom, come through.
Yes. Who's the what do they call? She says death all the time with the kiss. Maybe?
Oh yeah, Death Yami. Yeah, I would love to interview her and see what she has to say.
She's hilarious. Like I've seen.
Yeah, she's great.
All right, so we asked the Twitterverse to give us some classic matches to talk about. Keep in mind, we'll talk about these like as the shows go on, and because we're not sure if there's even a Dynamite or going to be an NXT show next week.
Yeah.
But we will talk about these. So if we didn't get to today, we will get to them. Don't worry. So the 3 that we picked is Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler at TakeOver Brooklyn 4, Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa, NXT TakeOver War Games 2, and Sami Zayn and Cesaro. This is balding Cesaro at NXT Arrival. I was looking at that match and I'm like, yo, just cut it. Just come home to Jesus, man, and just go for the full balding.
You look more bald when you're balding. But yeah, that did look really funny, and you know, I've never seen We the People Cesaro, so it was really weird for him to come out to that theme because I hate it.
Oh man, so let's start with Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. Kairi, of course. Oh yeah, she beat her, Shayna Baszler, for the title here, and I thought that it was pretty neat how they did it. I remember talking to somebody and they're saying they weren't a fan, but I was like, Kairi already beat Shayna in the Mae Young Classic. You know what I mean? Like that. I love the whole dynamic of the match. I know some people, since, you know, Shayna Baszler is on Raw, they're not a fan of her style, but like this is what she was. She was beating the hell out of Kairi's leg.
Right? So what I noticed watching, I think the stretch muffler is probably like one of my favorite submissions next to the Cloverleaf. So when I saw Kairi Sane do it here, I was just like, yeah, this match is a classic. And just the finish of this match, it's the same finish that Ember Moon does.
Yeah.
So this seems to be it seems that's to be the only way to beat Shayna Baszler, unless you're Rhea Ripley. But
they weren't giving her clean losses.
Yeah, not giving her a clean loss. This match is really good. Shayna Baszler is like beating the hell out of her. Shayna gets very cocky, and then as Mauro Ronaldo would say, Kairi Sane is finding her inner Bushido, and she kind of just like takes the brunt of all of it. And then the spot that like caught me is when Kairi Sane is like kind of like, they're doing a strike exchange. Kairi Sane like slaps Shayna, does the back fist into the neck swinging neck breaker, and I was just like, no, that combo kind of slapped.
When Kari went for the insane elbow, and like Shayna countered it, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, right? Well, like, I remember, like, I've seen this match already, but once I saw when she put the first Kufida clutch or whatever shit, the rear naked choke, I was just like, damn, this match ends this early?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool that they had Kari rope break it. I'm like,
yeah,
Kari was. She stood up to Shayna in this match. Like, she was a smaller one, but like they were striking. She was, like
she was in there.
Yeah.
But you remember when Bianca Belair was in the choke for damn near like 3 minutes and couldn't find the ropes? Like, I just remember that shit all the time, and it makes me really sick. She was in there looking goofy, trying to like, go for all four sides of the, just, pick a side with a rope on it and just stick to it. And then, she like wins her, she basically like gets herself winded and just like collapse. And man, that finish really pisses me off.
Yeah, now that I think of it, like she was like
reaching for all four
flailing
sides
her arms and trying to like, I'm like, dude, Kari was a smart one. She picked the right side and just went for that. And
ring awareness and all that. But yeah, man, this match is really great. Good striking, so really great submission work from Shayna Baszler here. I think this is like peak Shayna.
It gave us a Kairi Sane title run.
Yeah, right? And I think on NXT the next week she pulled out the treasure chest. Fire.
That was fire. I was all like, yo ho ho ho.
Dog, when she opened it and it had the championship, dog, that is a go entrance.
And now she's one half of the Kabuki Warriors, the tag titles now.
You're right. It was very weird to see Kairi Sane back in white. But it was really cool here. Just because she's in a tag team, don't forget, like, Kairi Sane is she's about it. She's definitely one of the greats on Raw right now.
Velveteen Dream versus Tommaso Ciampa for that NXT title.
Okay,
I remember.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Hold on. So they had NXT on a NXT in Miami, right? Mm-hmm. And this match was on the card. And the finish that happened in Miami happens in this match, and I was just the finish that happened in Miami was a false finish in this match. And I don't know, like, when I saw that, it like threw me for a loop. I was just like, holy shit. They just switched it up on me. Really good match.
Well, first off, I love Velveteen Dream for coming out with the Hollywood Hogan gear as a continual middle finger to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Love that. They played with my emotions here because it really seemed like Velveteen Dream was going to win. I was like, oh, like when he did the Dream Valley Driver on
Right?
the outside, and then I'm like, oh my god, he might do it.
Yeah, he was in his bag. Like, we already knew the result, but I was like still hanging in there, and I think that's really great stuff. Velveteen Dream, like, I like people act like he's a bad wrestler now just because he was literally injured for like 4 or 5 months. But this is really good work here from Velveteen Dream. And I think next week we should probably revisit another one because I really want to rewatch the Aleister match again.
Yeah, I think somebody put that, and I had earmarked that for next week too. I think that was a really kind of
That was the hallmark.
Yeah, that was like a unappreciated match, I feel, in NXT. I think
What?
No, Velveteen and Aleister Black?
It won. It literally won one of those NXT award things.
No, I know that it won awards, but I'm saying like from fan standpoint, a lot of people I don't hear them like bring it up, and I love that match. Velveteen Dream. Listen, Velveteen Dream with that run before he got hurt. Like, think about him with Cassius Ohno. Think about him with Aleister Black.
Stuff.
Yo, like, and even with the ladder match. Think about all that. He is able to tailor his style to whatever wrestler he's facing. And people say that he's not a good wrestler. I think that is amazing, just based on how young he is. Like, he's only, 24? Like...
Yeah, he is definitely one of the... great, homegrown talents from NXT. Just bringing it back to AEW. Jericho's seen it, man. Jericho told him keep hustling, man, and that's great. This match is really good here. There's no interference, which I really enjoyed. You don't get to see no interferences in an NXT title match like that anymore with Adam Cole being champion. No Gargano in sight, so that's cool as well. But yeah, this match is really great. I love War Games.
The last match, Sami Zayn and Cesaro. What did you think about it? I think when people mention like Cesaro, they want more from Cesaro. They want Vince to kind of like push Cesaro to be the like WWE champion. They would point to this match here.
Yeah, and before champion Sami Zayn would not capture a championship at all in the WWE until like a couple weeks ago. But like seeing Sami Zayn here, like he's a really fantastic wrestler, and like sometimes I do forget that. I do think he's a great promo. Like I do think he, he's a great mouthpiece for Shinsuke and Cesaro right now. But like here, like he losing effort, but like this match is like insanely good.
Yeah, I think that this match will remind you how great of a run Sami Zayn had in NXT.
Yeah,
like him winning the title, from that Shinsuke Nakamura match that I'm sure we'll talk about too, to like that feud with Kevin Owens. Like, he was one of the GOATs. Like, everybody thinks that like it's from Finn, and rightfully so, Finn, Samoa Joe, like guys like that. But like Sami Zayn was one of the pillars of NXT also. Yeah.
Can't forget that with matches like this, and in the match against Shinsuke Nakamura, just really really great stuff from Sami Zayn here. I missed I kind of miss the Sami Zayn attire with the tights that have like the flags on it, and it has the I think it's Arabic on the back, like. Classic stuff here. It feels like forever since we've seen the Sami Zayn here, so it was really nice to revisit.
All right, man. That's our show for this week. Of course, listen, while you're locked in, because we can't. None of us can go anywhere. I mean, you go for a walk, you go to the grocery store, maybe wherever. Depends on where you are. Like some hardware stores are still open, but we got a lot of content over in RNC Radio. So follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. We got a lot of shows here, including this show. I believe the finals for Mark Madness, it's Asuka and Io Shirai. What?
What a crazy result. I'm just glad. Actually, I'm sick. How the hell did Candice LeRae even get that far? Whoever is out there voting for Candice LeRae, let me know so I could block you because I hate you.
Candice LeRae was fighting against Io Shirai, man. She beat
all the way to the semis.
Well, here's the thing. Man. She beat Dakota.
That should have not happened.
She beat Mia Yim, and then her dreams are over when she fought Io.
Yeah,
Io beat Bianca, and then Asuka beat Sasha. Okay, I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah. I thought the stands were gonna see that and be like, "Hell no, we gonna rate it up, bangs all day." But nah, this is a really interesting finals. I didn't think it would end this way. I didn't think it would end this way on the NXT side. I thought.
Please go vote. Right now, Asuka is winning 68-32.
Hold on, let me vote so I can change that result.
68%, 32% Asuka. It looks like she's running away with it. She looks like she's going to be the winner here.
Okay, now she's winning to 68-32.
Why are you? Oh man! Unless EO fans show up and have a huge comeback here.
I don't think that's happening. I think because I don't think I don't think you can like Asuka and hate Io. So I feel like fans of both were very torn. But oh
man,
Asuka's just been around longer, so I guess it's not a blowout, which is nice.
We have a new episode of RSBN. Sadly, with everything that's going on in the NBA and more coronavirus cases going on, it might be the last one for a while because they might shut down the season, given on what happened. We have,
but
I'm hoping.
I have really good news.
Okay, go ahead.
I have really good news with RSPN being postponed indefinitely. I have grabbed Mark from RSPN and we recorded spot callers yesterday.
Nice.
So that should be really fun. I think I'm gonna upload it this Saturday. It was really fun to record with Mark. It's good. If you don't listen to RSPN, you're doing yourself a disservice because Mark is hilarious.
Also have a new episode of The First Responders. They talk about Lil Uzi Vert's new album, Eternal Attack.
Either or.
Yeah, either or. Real quick, what do you think about the album?
I haven't stopped listening to it since I finally got the time to listen to it earlier this week. I have not stopped playing it yet.
It's pretty dope. And now he's saying that he's going to drop something else.
Yeah, he says when he drops, he'll drop as well. We don't know who he is, but I think Uzi Vert needs to relax because that deluxe edition of Eternal Attack, it's a lot. Not in a bad. I think it makes up for kind of the 2-year hiatus. So I think he doesn't have to constantly keep pumping out music, But he says he's going to anyway. He says he wants to bring back 2016 Uzi Vert and drop mad projects, and I think that's insane.
Also have a new episode of Lookout on our Lookout channel, talking about Demon Slayer's Mount Nagamura arc. We also have a giveaway on there. It's a giveaway sticker. So go follow that channel and then go sign up really fast because they're going. Also have, of course, the new episode of the A Show. Like we said, Raw and SmackDown is weird right now. Like, it's empty arena. They talk about WrestleMania, and then they talk about their Mania moment between John Cena and The Rock. Oh man, that's my favorite because of the promos there. We also
I did not know that Cena made The Rock cry. That's crazy to me.
You didn't listen to their promos? Like you listened to rap that he said? Like
I was not watching around this time.
Oh yeah. No, like the promo that they had, I remember like when they were both in the ring together and John Cena just ate him up. Like I've never seen The Rock just speechless.
Yeah, I definitely like. I think when The Rock was like going on the mic against Punk, like he definitely lost his touch. Like he's not as fire as he used to be, and like hearing that Cena made him cry, I'm just like Jesus Christ.
We also have a new episode of the Big Guys podcast talking about One Punch Man, Zip Man, Food Wars, and we also have another episode of the Black Variant. They talk about
hilarious episode.
Joker War and their Mount Rushmore of super villains. Also, follow RNC Radio because Meals and Johnny are giving up their top Mania matches. So if you're also in quarantine, like we all should be, okay? I'm sorry, I just sounded like a dad there, but god damn it, just stay inside.
Please.
Yeah, there's some good recs of WrestleMania matches, including Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. That match was fire.
Oh yeah, I love that match. I was there at that Mania. That match was great. I love watching that match back. It brings happy memories.
All right, y'all. We will be back next week. Stay safe. Maintain your social distancing. Go for a walk, but just not around other people. Do some Netflix parties. Stay, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's an anxious time for everybody and stuff like that, but we'll be here. RNC Radio will be here, and we'll try to give you something to smile about every week.
Yep.
I guys, see you later.